Right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get started. Cool. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I am alongside Christian Mosqueda. And JP is back in the building. Yeah. Episode 58. Right, episode 58. Woo! What's up? How's it going today?
It's going great, man. 58. We had a big month, right?
Big
Jesse?
weekend.
Big
Yeah.
weekend. Calling fights on the zone. Lot to talk about in boxing, man.
Yeah.
Some good news, some bad news, and we'll jump into it, man.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, let's start with the fights that we called, or the fights that you guys called. Allstar Boxing. I'm gonna take it to you, JP. How was that experience calling these fights?
Oh man, it was it was a great experience. You know, just overall from the opening bell. You know, just you had so much within those fights. You know, so much diversity. You know, and then it was just all out war from the first fight to the last, you know. Just it was a good experience, you know, and I'm pretty sure everyone that was there watching it live, you know, it was great.
Yeah. Now, something that we talk about these fights, they're 4-round, 6-round bouts, so like there's not a lot of time to warm up. These guys have to go in and make a statement, make a name for themselves. You lose a round, you're already putting yourself in a hole, so you have to come out, you know, guns flying. And we saw some of these favorites. I remember the Aztec kid with that really dope entrance.
His name,
not the
dog.
Aztec kid, but you know
Do you have it pulled up right there?
No, I don't have it.
What are we looking at? Pull it up, yeah?
Yeah.
Type in Chicharito's name. Martin Saldaña. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Nice dude. But yeah, it was a great show. If you guys want to catch the replay, you guys can catch it on JT Media Productions on YouTube. JT Media Productions. They broadcasted the fights live, and it was a great show. Like, honestly, it was a great show. We're not even exaggerating. Abel Sanchez was in the building. He was very, very entertained. We talked to him after. We posted a clip on Instagram. I'm still going to post footage from that whole show, really, because it was really good. We had Alfonso Gomez out there. We had Brandon the Cannon Adams out there. Shout out to you guys. His younger brother made his professional debut and won. Shout out to Terrell as well. It was just a great show, very entertaining at the Commerce Casino, Allstar Boxing.
Yeah. And we know there was another show across from town, and that one had a little bit more promotion. So
should we even talk about that?
No, I'm just going to say.
Yeah, they were here to promote it.
Yeah.
Let's not do that to them.
No, but so there was pressure, right? There's pressure on Allstar Boxing to deliver, you know? And so, like you said, all these fights were action-packed.
Yep.
There was one fight where there was an early knockdown. And so when you get knocked down, you really have to dig deep.
Do we have it there?
Yeah. It was...
Even Colon, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who got knocked down by...
Ivan Vasquez Santos.
Yeah, and we thought that even Colon, like you said, the kid with the Aztec outfit, which I'll put clips up. I can do it. I could put some stuff up on this video because I took some interesting videos. It was an interesting outfit, but he got knocked down in the first round. We thought he probably won the next 3. It was close.
And you know what?
And he ended up losing on the scorecards.
Yeah, how did you guys score that fight? I'll tell you guys.
These headphones are kind of weird, huh?
You know what? I wasn't
like
mad of the decision, but overall, I could have seen him pulling the win. You know, even when we spoke to Abel Sanchez, he felt that he came back and pulled it off. And I remember he was saying that, you know, in the interview with him. You know, he felt like he came back and dominated, you know.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and read out the names of all these fighters because they all deserve a shout out, man. Terrell Adams, Fernando Hernandez, Martin Saldaña, Jonathan Espino, Hakeem Abdullah, Elliot Brown, Eloy Secundino Tello, Kealoha Helm, Jesse Mandapat, Rondarius Hunter, Jose Elias, David Sample, Ivan Colon, and Ivan Vasquez Santos. Big shout out to all of them. It was a great show. Like I said, you guys can catch it on YouTube, JT Media Productions.
So there was couple of knockouts. I'm gonna ask you guys, who do you think won the knockout of the night?
Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah.
On the pot?
Just with that.
Oh, yeah.
That southpaw, stance and catching him with that left
At the end of the round.
Yeah.
And you guys could catch that on our Instagram and YouTube channel, all right? Jesse Mandapat, that KO. It was good. I like that one. It was probably my favorite. Big shout out to Martin Saldaña. We ran into him after the show downstairs by the casino exit. Cool dude, man.
Yeah.
Ran into him. He was like, "Oh, you guys are the guys from the podcast, huh?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You guys are calling me what?"
Chicharito.
Yeah, we're calling him Chicharito.
But he's a good sport, you know.
He's a good sport. He's
Good
a nice
sport.
dude. He was
Yeah.
cool. He was cool about it. Big shout out to him because he was fighting a very tough opponent. We know Jonathan Espino, tough guy. We know he either knocks you out or goes all out.
Yeah.
And in this case, he was knocked out, but there's no question in his heart though in this fight.
Yeah. No, when we saw it on paper that it was just the Jonathan Espino taking on Martin Saldaña, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
On paper, you kind of, Martin is, but you're like, you can't sleep on Jonathan because he's shocked, undefeated opponents before, and he has that pop.
Well, you can see that overhand right.
Yeah.
He started finding a spot to his opponent, but you know what? What's his name?
Jonathan Espino or Martin Saldaña?
No, Saldaña.
Yeah.
You know what? Tall, lengthy guy, able to stick on the outside, but you know what? He chose his punches very well.
Yeah, he improved to what? 13-0, right? With 6 KOs, I believe. Yeah, man, it was just a good show. I keep repeating it, but I'm not lying. Yeah, and you guys can catch a lot of the footage on our Instagram, againstdaropes with an underscore at the end now. All right, the new one. And on YouTube, Against the Ropes Podcast.
And our next show is December 22nd, if not mistaken.
Yeah, they said December 22nd on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
They said it was a Sunday, so that should be fun.
Yeah, a couple of days before Christmas, man. Coming early.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great show overall. Again, you guys mentioned Abel Sanchez, the Cannon Adams, Alfonso Lopez, some good names in there
Alfonso
supporting.
Lopez.
Alfonso
Put
Gomez.
some respect on his name, man.
Alfonso Gomez.
Come on, man.
Lost some brownie points right there.
No, but he did very good on the commentating table. He joined us, and he's good, man. He was able to do the Terrell Adams fight with us, which was a very good fight. Terrell Adams won by UD, but big shout out to his opponent, Fernando Hernandez. Tough. And we had a chance to talk to Brandon, his older brother as well, Brandon Adams, and he said he's proud of his brother, obviously, but he still wants to see more. So
I like to see that objectiveness where, he doesn't sugarcoat nothing. He sees where he could improve on. He doesn't say, hey, bro, you did good. Like, no, it's like, okay, you could have done better. You could do this. And that's the type of people you need around you to tell you exactly where you're.
Because that's that push right there.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he said. He was like, I don't want him to go backstage in the dressing rooms and just go out there and just celebrate. Like, yeah, I did it. I want him to just learn from it because he did get caught in this fight. He got caught with one very good punch. Got a little stunned maybe, but he still pulled off the win. And, yeah, Brandon just wanted him to build on that, basically.
Yeah, so overall, you get the W, good debut. Just build from that.
Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, we can't wait to see them back. Again, Cannon Adams always a great supporter of these local fighters, up and coming fighters, and these local events. So it's nice to see him in these events.
Yeah, very likable dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was All-Star Boxing at the Commerce Casino. I think the next one's gonna be in Montebello, probably Quiet Cannon. I read some comments. Shout out to Ed Holmes and Eddie Rodriguez. Very good show. Shout out to Abel Sanchez for always showing support, man. He's been showing up to the All-Star Boxing fights. Shout out to Alfonso Gomez too. Gomez, not
Gomez.
Lopez. Yeah.
Let's say Gomez.
Gomez. El Gomez Boxing on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But yeah, he's been out there supporting as well and joining us on the live broadcast. So yeah, we appreciate that.
All right, switching gears, guys. Catch some of the zone fights. I know you guys were calling these fights.
Yeah.
So we had some. You could stream these fights on the zone. I was able to catch a glimpse of them. Obviously, I was working the camera. But did you guys?
Oh yeah, man! Good job on the camera, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Caught some knockouts. Caught some. Never mind. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. No. So yeah, were you guys able to catch some of those fights, either before or after?
I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
The only thing I heard was the unfortunate news that happened this week.
Yeah.
But as far as catching up and watching actual footage, I really can't call anything on it at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you mention it, let me just read what was reported today, you know, we never want to start with bad news. But
I know he suffered from a traumatic brain injury you know, at the super welterweight level. You know, so got knocked out by Charles Conwell, and you know, 4 days later, you know, the bad news, passing away.
Yeah.
You know, prayers to his family, you know, his friends, you know, just sending prayers their way.
Yeah, and this is the third profile, high profile, I guess you can say, death in the last couple of months. And so that kind of, I was talking to Alexis about this earlier. Is it that there's more deaths, or is it because of the advent of social media now that it's more out there now?
I think exposure. Yeah. There's more exposure. You hear about it more now, right? Was the Argentinian guy, was that fight in Argentina?
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. And
maybe 25 years ago you wouldn't hear about it,
you wouldn't
but
have
now
heard.
you can on the web.
Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunate, you know, that this happened. And again, it's just it just brings to light again, like, you know, they're not just fighters; they're family members too. You know, fathers, sons.
Yeah,
and
put
so,
some respect on their names, man. Don't call them bums. Don't, man. They're out there fighting. It's a real fight, you know. And a lot of these people don't make it. You know, some of these people don't make it out of that ring after they step in it. So you gotta respect, man, all the guys who lace them up.
it's a very dangerous sport, you know, and not everyone could do it.
Yeah, the thing that was scary about this fight, and Alexis was talking about it, it wasn't really a moment where you're like, oh, he's getting beat up. It seemed like it was a competitive fight. There wasn't really a moment where it seemed like, oh, okay, we should stop it now.
Yeah, like it's out of control.
Yeah, and you don't see that coming. I think it was in a way, it differs from that show because you see him taking damage, but there wasn't really that blow that you're like until the end, and so yeah, it's an unfortunate event. Again, prayers to his family because they're the ones that have to, you know, deal with all this, and you got lots of love from the boxing community.
And that's what I was gonna point out. You know, I always try to bring out the positive stuff. Even with the Errol Spence thing, you know, the boxing community really got together and showed support. Hopefully his family can get that support just like Dadashev's, right? The last thing I heard from that was that Jose Ramirez, the new champion at 140, went after defeating Maurice Hooker, you know, the unified, that he auctioned off his gear that he was wearing in that fight against Hooker, and all the proceeds went to Dadashev's family. So hopefully, you know, Patrick Day and his family, you know, they get that support from the boxing community.
Yeah, that's tough because, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think what's next for the family.
Yeah.
You know? You know, you got expenses, you know, funeral costs, you know, and it's a sad but tragic thing, but reality comes to play, and these are things you face, you know, and you don't know if the boxing world's going to back you up. So, you know, I really hope, you know, something happens.
Yeah. That's the thing. They go into this, like, into the ring knowing the risks, but you never think it's going to happen to you. You know, like, you never think it's going to happen to your family member or, you know, your brother, your father. You never. And so, yeah, you know.
You're basically signing that contract right there. It's just a modern day waiver.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's that. I like to move on.
Yeah.
I hate these bad news, man. Hate it. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about that card as well. We had our boy Anthony Sims Jr. Shout out to you,
Anthony Sims. Simone.
Good job on that W, and he got a knockout this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about his the high expectations that people put on him now, right? Because he's a very touted it's a contender now, and so I guess people were not too happy with his last
at the
bout.
Forum.
He got the win,
which
but
he had a tough opponent.
Like, very very tough opponent.
People who don't know, but
yeah,
it was a tough opponent. Von Alexander,
tough opponent, gritty. You know, he's been through his own ups and downs, and that guy had a will. And he was a pressure fighter, so it was a tough fight. This one, our boy Anthony Sims was able to do what he wanted at will. He got a couple knockdowns in the first or second, and so able to put his man away and
chopping him down.
Yeah, chopping down that tree. And so, what are your thoughts on his performance, Gio?
I caught highlights. I still haven't watched it. We're doing the live broadcast of the Allstar Boxing show. I will go back and watch it, but he looks sharp.
Yeah.
His punches were on point, on target, and it looked like he knew he could hurt his opponent. Like once he knocked him down after the first time, it looked like he was like, all right, I know what to do now and get that KO.
Yeah, it looked like he was having fun in there. He just relaxed.
And not to cut you off, but it seems like he's just a little happier now. You know, new
corner.
So all that drama stuff is, out the way, and it's just fighting now.
Yeah,
having fun with it.
Yeah, and it's like his last opponent, you have that cornered, I guess you say, drama, and then plus a pressure fighter. That's just like a perfect storm right there.
Yeah.
And so having a relaxed Anthony Sims Jr. feeling himself, just firing on all cylinders, you could tell he was having a good time in there. And again, he got that knockout. So he improves to what, 20-0?
20-0, 17 or 18 KOs?
18 KOs.
18 KOs. Hey, this guy knows. Yeah.
So I
what do you think about
the fight? But he got a pretty high ratio on knockouts.
Yeah. I think that time is gonna start coming where they start lining him up with, higher up position, or some Rocky Fielding stuff.
Yeah, he called out Rocky
official
Fielding. Now? I'm not sure it's official.
Well, the announcement.
The announcement, yes. He called out Rocky Fielding.
He had told us people. He had told us before from months ago, right? I think since before his last fight.
Yeah.
That Eddie Hearn wanted him to fight Rocky Fielding. But he's like, shh, don't tell anybody.
I remember he told us, he's like, I'm going to fight somebody that Canelo fought. We're like, oh, shit.
It's impressive, man. This guy is only 24 years old, and stacking up a record like this, So this is a fighter I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah. And not only that, all the stuff he does outside of the ring, I think is even more impressive. You guys could check out. He's been here 3 times. He's done some work here also at Dominguez Hills. You guys want to check that out? Check it out. He's a good person.
Shout out to Frog Dog.
Shout out to Frog Dog. Church like that though.
Yeah. So again, congratulations, Simone. We can't wait to see your next fight. Hopefully, it doesn't coincide with our boxing cards because this is the second time it happens, right?
Yeah, second time in a row.
So hopefully, man. Hopefully, he fights on the West Coast. We could catch a fight, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
He did promise us backstage, so.
Shit. I ain't heard this one before.
No, but who else did we have on the card? We had also. You guys want to jump into the Usyk card?
Let's go.
All right, Usyk. I know you guys probably missed it.
Yeah.
What did you guys hear, though?
Before we get started, I posted a poll on Instagram asking if Usyk, because he will become the mandatory now for the WBO. I posted a poll asking, do you think Usyk can become a legitimate heavyweight, a legitimate threat in the heavyweight division? A lot of people were voting no.
Yeah.
Including yourself.
Including myself, yep. Especially after this fight, I was like, oh.
What do you want to get into that? This first or the fight itself?
Let's talk about the fight.
Let's talk about the fight real quickly because I didn't watch it. I'll watch the highlights. Like I said, I still got to go back and watch the show. I still got to go back and edit some stuff for this podcast. It's still not out. By the time they listen to this, it'll be out already. But he looked like Usyk.
Yeah. He looked like Usyk, but
his opponent looked a little.
Yeah. So So what were the expectations going in? Usyk's an elite pound for pound fighter, right? You're going into the heavyweights. You're gonna get hit more.
Can you take a punch? That was one.
Yeah.
Can you knock people out? Right, because the heavyweight division, I feel like it relies a lot on that, your chin and your punch. Yeah. Right. If you got one but not the other, it's gonna be very tough in this division. So, I mean, it looked good from what I saw.
He looked good, but from what I saw, you could tell the size difference was apparent. And it was just the great little man beating, an okay heavyweight. Now, again, he was replacing Usyk's opponent that...
I forgot his name.
Yeah, Spong or something. So he was replacing, so it's like a last-minute replacement. So, of course, we know he's going to get tagged. It's the heavyweight division. So he was a little bit bruised up. But, he looked good. It's just I saw the size difference, and this was more... Yeah. This is an opponent that's, he's not in the elite of the heavyweights. He's not even in the B tier, C tier in a way. So we have like the Ortiz, Povetkin, Parker, Joyce that I put like in the, second tier.
So he's on that Wallen level.
He's in the Wallen level. Yeah.
What was the guy who fought before that? Tyson? Forgot his name already.
Wallen.
Sorry.
Actually, Wallen was pretty good.
Schwartz.
He's like right there.
They were undefeated, but I'm just glad he fought finally.
Yeah.
the heavyweight division.
Well, we've been waiting
You
for
know?
this one.
Yeah, what do you think?
You know, you can't count this guy out though. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, because at the end of the day, they all are fighters. You know, and you got to think of it like this. Andy Ruiz ain't that tall neither. You know, they're probably about the same size. You know, Usyk what 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, they're about the same size.
You know, and you've seen examples of guys like David Hay step up, and he was actually a very small guy. You know, but he had some success moving up in weight and you know, taking the fight game to these heavyweights. You know, so I think time will tell.
Time will tell. Yep.
Time will tell. You know, he's not an out of shape guy. You know, but yeah, time will tell. You know, so
I like that answer.
Yeah.
You know what? I keep repeating this, but he did win his Olympic gold medal in the heavyweight division. I am one of the doubters though, and I love Usyk. I had him like number 3 pound for pound on my list. But when you move to a different division, I got to see it.
Yeah.
Right? We had an argument about Terrence Crawford. I got to see it. Usyk, I got to see it.
Yeah. Like with this fight showed me, I was like, he's carrying his skills, of course. You're carrying your skills, but you're also, you know, giving away that size and that power.
And that power, yes.
That power. And so can he be a legitimate threat to the Wilders and the Joshuas? I'm not sure yet. I'm not convinced yet. I want to see him against the Bs, the Ortiz, the Povekins, the Joyces, and the Parkers. I want to see that.
Yeah, same here. But what would be the number one reason? Is it size?
I think size. Yeah.
What do you think?
The power.
Well, the power. I would think the power because I mean, he's 13 and what 17? I mean, 17 and 13 KOs,
something like that.
17 wins, obviously undefeated, but 13 KOs. I'm not sure if that's quite impressive power, especially stepping up. You know, because then you got to think of the transition. So that being said, I think he's gonna need a few more fights, you know, to actually
test the waters, you know,
find out, hey man, should I go forward or should I not, you know? Because once he really starts messing with the elite level, I mean, he has a great pedigree in his background, you know, obviously with the amateurs and so on, but damn, you know, it's hard to say.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think he has the best skills of any heavyweight right there outside of Tyson Fury. I think that would be like a great boxing match. Just because I don't think they can both knock each other out, but they both have that skill where it will go the distance. He didn't come in super heavy. He's 215, I think, when he came in. But this is the modern heavyweights where everybody's like 230, except for Wilder.
Well, Dante is about that. Like I think last time it was like 212, right?
Yeah, so they're about the same weight, but it's just the
But he has that natural fucking power.
Yeah.
That tree branch on his right. But to me, Usyk, I want to see if he can take a punch, though, from heavyweights. Sometimes he's going to be fighting, like you guys said, guys who are 250. Sometimes guys who are 220, 210. Let's see if he can take it, though.
Yeah. I mean, nobody can take a punch from Wilder. Like, nobody. Yeah. I mean, that Brazil punch, I don't think anybody can take that punch. I don't think he landed that punch on Tyson, though. It was like a 2-punch combination where it still dropped him, but it wasn't like.
I think Tyson was good enough the whole fight to kind of roll with the punches a little bit. You know, he didn't hit on flush necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, like, if Usyk fights Wilder, he's going to box him for a majority of that fight.
But when you get hit, what's up? How are you going to survive?
Yeah.
You know, Fury died and came back to life, you know, in 5 seconds, you know.
So witchcraft.
So, yeah, I think
that's that.
He needs to tread slowly, like you said. You know, don't jump into the elites just yet.
You were speaking about that wall earlier. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad fight.
Which one?
The one that fought Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Last?
Wallen?
Yeah. That would actually, now that you mentioned it, that would be a good fight. You know?
He gave a good account of himself even in
and he's a legitimate heavyweight.
And
you know, he ain't Tyson Fury.
Can happen in the heavyweight division. Anything. All right.
It's an exciting division right now.
Yeah, right now it's hot. I think Andy Reid's just fucking
took it to a new level.
Yeah.
Whole new level, dude. Because not only in the heavyweight division, in boxing in general, you got a new figure in boxing. This guy became the most popular man for the following 2 or 3 weeks, man.
He was everywhere. Canelo,
Jimmy Kimmel. He was on Joe Rogan podcast. He was on Mike Tyson podcast. He was on ESPN Deportes. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably on Telemundo too in Univision.
Yeah, I would say a Wilder, Joshua, Ruiz. I think Ruiz is the most doable for Usyk though.
Yeah, for Usyk.
I believe so. Of those 4, so Wilder, Joshua, Fury.
Yeah.
I think.
And they're saying Usyk is mandatory.
He most
That's
likely
what they're
will.
saying, right?
Yeah.
How does that happen though?
It's boxing, dog. This shit is boxing.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny because I was talking to someone earlier. And he was just talking about he was just training boxing, I guess, to get in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, you still watch it?" He's like, "Nah, not really. Like, I grew up watching it, but I don't watch it anymore. It's all like scripted now." And I'm like, you know what? That shit low key was scripted when we were growing up too. It was just that we were kids and didn't even notice it.
Talking about WWE or boxing?
No, boxing. You know, every time Don King was in the corner, his boxers won. You know, I'm just saying, we were just kids and we're like, "Oh, this shit is awesome," you know.
Yeah.
So we didn't care about that part, but I mean, you see a lot of things now.
Yeah. I mean, talking about WWE, what do you guys think of Tyson Fury making that leap over?
Great marketing.
Yeah.
Great
Tell me about
marketing. You know, first of all, who doesn't like WWE? You know, I mean, it's.
If you don't like WWE, you probably like WWF.
The
All right.
thing is, WWE teaches you how to have a personality. Like, you have to sell yourself. Like,
And he already has it.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Floyd did it. You know, a few other
Yeah.
people did it. You know, well, I mean,
And
he's
you
putting
know-
money in his pocket, rising his stocks. You know, everything.
Yeah, it's very it is an interesting move because, like we say, he's probably getting paid good money
yeah.
for this. How big do you think that audience is? Because SmackDown now is on Fox 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? I'm not sure, but it was the 20th anniversary of what, SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
and for the first show on Fox, right? So I'm pretty sure. How many people do you think were watching that? 5 million?
At least.
Shoot.
At least.
Well, you got to think this is
Fox.
nationwide and obviously maybe worldwide.
Regular television,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he made an appearance on that, right? He was ringside. The Rock made an appearance. I was able to catch the first 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I think Fury made an appearance on Monday Night Raw as well in Bakersfield. You know, shout out to Gut and Chalo and them. They actually went to that show.
Ooh.
Caught it. They said it was very fun. And now he's in a fight. I don't know the other dude's name. Do you guys know?
Ron Strowman, something like that.
Something like that.
Big guy.
Huge motherfucker.
Big guy.
Big dude.
God damn.
Big guy.
So
Probably
he's
like
fighting
the same
him.
size. I mean, they're like right
Yeah,
there.
he looked a little bigger
A little
than
bit,
Tyson.
yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on? That's not the Big Show. What is going on? But he's fighting in, what, Saudi Arabia or something like that? At some...
Crown Jewel, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to bring that crowd into the box or
Exactly.
introduce it, you're introducing a whole new crowd, and you know what? That's great for boxing, in my opinion.
You know, it's like a lot of these kids, I'm pretty sure, you know, Tyson Fury is likable. I'm pretty sure they're going to like him because he's a good guy, right, in the show?
Mhm.
He's a good guy. I'm pretty sure a lot of these kids are going to like him. He's entertaining. He has a funny accent. He's a funny dude. And then imagine Tyson just saying, "Oh, I'm going to fight this guy who's 41-0 with 40 knockouts." And these kids are going to be like, "Holy shit, that guy must be really strong," right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "I like Tyson Fury. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be a real fight. What? I'm going to watch this fight. I love Tyson Fury. I want to watch it."
Yeah.
He can easily get like 1 million kids to tune in.
Yes, of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll be keeping it on his social media, see how much it grows from now to, but yeah, like you said, a whole new audience, likable. We talked about this. I was like, Tyson could be a WWE
Yeah.
like player one day, and yeah, there you go. That's smart marketing. Where in a time where boxing needs that, and you really have to work outside of boxing, the boxing realm, to really promote yourself.
And he was on Fox.
Yeah.
He's contracted by ESPN, and he was over there on Fox. So.
Yeah, we've seen him. He does a bunch of funny shit outside, with his little chorcitos
And he's out there, dude. He's out there. He's a
good talker too.
He was at the Bank of California,
Yeah.
right? Fights. Which one was that one? The Arnold Barboza one?
Yeah.
The Jesse Magdaleno main event, right?
Yeah.
And Barboza said he ran into him where? Like at LA Live
LA Live,
one of
yeah.
the days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just out there putting his name out there. And we talk about marketing all the damn time, Andy Reid became this superstar overnight. Tyson Fury doing his thing. Anthony Joshua in Europe is a big thing.
Man, you got
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Gotta step your shit up.
But to have two continents, behind you, man.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's doing it big,
Yeah.
Dude, we've said it with Deontay. I was like, Deontay, what are you doing to promote yourself, right? Like, take notes, man.
You're the
Take notes.
American heavyweight champion. You got the green belt. Come on, man.
Yeah, he should be doing WWE too. Wilder. He's got
He
the
got the mask.
He's got the mask. He's got like the look, that swag, like.
And he's fighting Ortiz next, right?
Mm-hmm.
When is that fight again? I'm not gonna watch it, by the way. I already
you're not
know
gonna
what's
watch
gonna
it?
happen.
I think it's November 23rd. Is it?
Around there, yeah. I think I'm gonna watch. The first one was super entertaining, and so. Do I think
what
Ortiz
was that,
is gonna
2 years
win?
ago?
Yeah. Do I think Ortiz is gonna win? Do I think it's gonna be just as good as the first one? It will be interesting the rounds that it lasts. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, it's November 23rd.
November 23rd. Nice.
Yeah, Wilder Ortiz.
Yeah. You know what? Real quickly, we're talking about Ukrainian boxers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a crazy fight coming up. Hey, record on that. There you go. Let the people see our faces. We have a crazy fight coming up Friday, actually, right?
Friday.
Live from Philadelphia and ESPN. Alexander Gvozdyk, 17-0, 14 knockouts, WBC light heavyweight champion, against IBF light heavyweight champion Arthur Beterbiev, right? You know, this fight's gonna be good. What do you guys think about it, real quickly?
First of all, these are guys I was impressed.
14-0, 14 KOs.
I was impressed with even before they had belts. I was like, these two guys,
heavy hitters,
real deal. You know, Gvozdyk got the title from Stevenson, and then Beterbiev got his own version of it. And so these are just two guys that, it's like, I think it's 55, 45 or 50-50. It's right there.
Yeah, it's two guys in their primes with a belt. ESPN, what more do you want? And let me tell you this, I'm not going to root against Ukrainians nowadays. I'm not going to root against Ukrainians. We were talking about Usyk, right? Mm-hmm. We saw Sergey Derevchenko beating Gennady Golovkin, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody can argue on that. People are still arguing about that, right?
They are.
I saw Sergey Derevchenko beating Gennady Golovkin. Obviously, Lomachenko, top 1 or 2 pound for pound. I'm not going to root against Gvozdyk.
Yeah, so whatever the Ukrainians are doing, it's working. And so with Gvozdyk, I think he's slightly favored just because of, that boxing ability and,
couple more fights.
And so, but Beterbiev, again, he's tough, rugged.
We've 100% knockout ratio.
14 out of 14.
He's not coming to play.
No. He's going to make it rough. He's going to make it a tough fight for Gvozdyk. And so we saw, there was moments where Stevenson had Gvozdyk, and it seemed like, if you look at the scorecard, it seems like Stevenson, up until the knockdown, he was fighting well. And so I want to see what Gvozdyk shows up. But
what was I going to say? I forgot. Go ahead, continue.
But again, it's a very close fight. I'm slightly, going to favor Gvozdyk, but Beterbiev is a come-forward pressure fighter, and so anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's just how good he could cut that ring off and how good the other guy could take the punch, Gvozdyk. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
Something I look forward to.
Yeah, you know what I was going to add? I want to see the rematch already. I want to see maybe a trilogy, man. Yeah. Because I think it's going to be that good, honestly.
So this is one of the unifications of light heavy. We have another one the following month with Canelo and Kovalev.
Sure. Yeah, that's right.
So this is where, I feel like this. I mean, I don't know if the winners will face off, but this is this has a potential to be unification. One face for the light heavyweight.
And Zurdo was, writing some stuff on the web about what's his name that just fought? Fuck.
Light heavy?
Yeah.
Who just fought? Oh, Bivol?
Yeah, Bivol.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, let's give the people what they want, basically.
Yeah.
After his win.
I think he saw something because in the Bivol fight, a lot of people were not too happy. I think he just did enough to win. They were expecting, a knockout, and he just won. And so maybe maybe Zurdo saw something. He's like, you know what? I think I could take this guy. But
yeah. I want to see Zurdo.
We need to see Zurdo.
We're still intrigued about that because he did get a knockout on that undercard Lomachenko Krola. But against the big dogs, that's where it gets interesting.
And the same thing goes with Usyk, right? This is where you test yourself against. Yeah. You could beat the C tier guys, but we want to see you against the B, A type. So I don't know. I think he's still too small for those guys, for the Beterbievs, the Gvozdyks, the Kovalevs. But we'll see.
You think we'll ever get Zurdo against Canelo? I think the Mexicans will eventually just fight each other.
Yeah.
Munguia, Canelo, Zurdo. Who else is in that mix? David Benavidez, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's an exciting one.
Fucking
Benavidez?
great fights.
Yeah.
I already got a name for that fight: Clash of the Titans. You know?
Benavidez with Canelo?
Canelo.
No, I thought you were gonna be so like something with Roja, because Bandera Roja, red hair. You know, I'll come up with it eventually.
Man, I think he's 22, 2 belts. If it happens 3 years from now,
Oh, he'll be
No time.
a different beast.
Yeah.
He's
Can he
he's
maintain
growing.
the weight though?
yeah, that's the thing. He's a
168.
big guy. I don't.
Will Canelo fight him at 175? That's the thing.
You know, I don't think it would matter.
You don't think it will matter?
Yeah, it's because
Money talks.
at the end of the day, he is the bigger fighter, and I think he could adjust better than Canelo, especially Canelo coming from a lower weight class. You
Mhm.
know, he's already been fighting at this weight class for
Yeah.
a while, so I think it'll be easier for him to transition.
And that's one thing that you asked him, right?
Mhm.
About that possible matchup in the future. You guys could check that out on our YouTube channel as well. You asked him, you know, to send a message to Canelo, right? Because he is the more natural 168 pounder.
Yeah.
Was your message to Canelo? He basically said, "Stay out of my division," you know.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Before that fight happens, I do want to see Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. You know,
Yes.
raise your profile more.
Yes.
That's a real beef. These guys generally do not like each other. You could tell when we asked Benavidez that he does not like him, and so I think that would be a great, you know, raising your profile type of fight. So before the Canelo, I do want to see the Canelo fight eventually down the road, maybe a passing of the torch type thing down the road. But again, it's Canelo. Canelo's on a whole other level.
You know, one day they are gonna have to face each other. You know, passing that torch down ain't gonna be so easy.
It happens. We're waiting to see who Pacquiao passes the torch down to,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
I think you said the winner of Spence Crawford.
He got
Yeah.
plenty of dog in him.
I think, yeah.
Hopefully Spence is 100% recovered,
Mhm.
right? Have you guys heard anything? I haven't.
I heard that he
been
put
on the
something
internet.
on his Instagram but took it off. Like he put a message out.
Saying
I
You don't know?
what he- I don't
It
what he
seems
said.
very private right now. You know.
Yeah.
Just continued prayers towards him. You know.
it's
Mhm.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy shit, man.
Yeah, but I saw that and I was like, that makes sense. These two guys are like, of course, we talked about, Terence Crawford hasn't proven himself yet, but it seems like these are the two most natural, most gifted welterweights. And if anyone's going to get that, you know, retire Pacquiao, it has to be one of these two guys.
Well, I mean, there's nobody else left.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? Keith had his
Keith-
chance.
He had his chance, yeah.
You
Broner
know,
had his chance.
The other guys I've had to get in the back of the line, you know, the Porters, the Danny Garcias, take some L's, get in back of the line, right?
Mhm.
And it seems like Spence and Crawford are at the front of that line right now.
Yeah, so hopefully Errol Spence recovers. Ancien, gets better. We see that fight, and, you know, whoever wins that one gets that money fight.
Yeah, man.
Because, Pacquiao's still kicking. He's still.
He
I think
got-
his greatness, even in decline, is still just good enough. To take
Still
on these
great.
guys. Yeah.
It's still great. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask Mosley about it. I know we didn't get a chance, you know, but, you know, he fought Pacquiao years ago, right?
Mhm.
And he's still out there putting in work in the welterweight division. So hopefully we could get him back.
I don't know
You
if you
know,
saw the clip
nice guy.
when we asked all the names. When we got to Pacquiao, he's like,
He rolled his eyes. I was like, huh.
Pacquiao's the first one to knock him down, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
No?
What's his name? Is it Forrest? No.
Oh.
Winky?
Winky.
Yeah,
Was it
Or
Winky?
Forrest.
No. I think it was Forrest.
Vernon Forrest.
Vernon Forrest
Vernon
knocked him down?
Forrest.
Okay.
Put him down.
It
and
seems,
then he got up.
okay.
And one thing too that we should have mentioned when he was here is that he had a granite chin, dude. That's
Oh.
one thing that people
Yeah.
maybe don't recognize. I'm pretty sure they do, but I know a lot of people are gonna forget that Shane Mosley had a granite fucking chin.
Yeah.
He was never stopped until it was like the third to last fight, and I
Mhm.
don't even think it was a real
It
stoppage.
was like a back
Yeah.
injury.
He just couldn't continue because
Against
of
Mundine.
some weird injury, but nobody was able to stop him, right? That's why I
Mhm.
think that Canelo win was pretty impressive because that was that one fight that it looked like Shane
Was about
could
to-
have
Yeah.
got stopped. Not even Pacquiao, even after the knockdowns.
Mhm.
Nobody really. Mayweather, no. Pacquiao, no. You know. So yeah, granite chin
Granted, yeah.
by
Yeah.
Sugar Shane Mosley.
Yeah, when I look back at De La Hoya and Mosley, I was like, even growing up, I was like, oh, these guys never been, you know, first of all, they're elite, they're up there. I was
Mhm.
like, I've never really seen them seriously hurt, let alone like get knocked out.
Yeah.
And then you see De La Hoya with Hopkins, you know, take a body shot, and I think that's
Yeah.
the first time that I saw him. I was like, okay, he's out. And then with Pacquiao, but with Mosley, I was like, he's never been knocked out. He's never been knocked out. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Even at the advanced age and fighting everybody that he's fought,
Mhm.
I was like, he's never been knocked out. Damn, this guy's tough.
And that's rare because
Yeah.
even with the advanced age, I think you deteriorate a little bit,
Mhm.
right? I remember there was one episode with Julio Cesar Chavez on the ESPN show where he was saying that, because they were talking about the Estadio Azteca fight with
Mhm.
100,000 people. And he was saying, like, it was like 5 or 6 fights before that I knew I was probably going to get my first loss already. Like, once I
Mhm.
got to, like, the 80s,
Mhm.
because he had his drug problem, his
Mhm.
alcohol problem, partying, not necessarily taking care of himself. And he 80-something fights in, and he's like, I was getting hurt by these so-called cab drivers that you guys call. Like, they would hit me with not even big punches, and I started, like, getting hurt.
Mhm.
Whereas throughout my career, my prime, that wasn't happening. So he's like, I already knew, like, I was slowly deteriorating. So
Yeah, I think as you get older, like that whale starts to, it starts to go away little by little, where you're like,
you
know,
kind
maybe
of see the
I should
end,
pack it,
the end of the tunnel. You're like, I'm
maybe it's okay
close
to pack
to
it
retirement,
in, or maybe I
you
should
know?
take a knee,
Yeah.
or maybe I should just retire here on my or something. But with Mosley, he never did, up until the back. So I was like, okay, that's your body deteriorating, breaking down. And so if it wasn't for that, he would have probably still continued.
Man, we had so many questions to ask him too, because
Yeah.
I read somewhere that he wanted to continue on to fight.
Mhm.
Probably be like Hopkins.
Yeah.
But just little injuries here and there, kind of discouraged him a little bit. Or I don't know. Hopefully, we can ask him next time we have him.
I wanted to ask him about Shaq's power.
Oh,
Shaq
When they fought
versus-
Shaq versus-
for that little expedition.
When Oscar fought Shaq and then Mosley jumped in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was Shaq. He had his own show, right?
Yeah,
So
Shaq
he
versus-
he
where
had
he would
De
go
La
head-
Hoya
yeah.
and Shane Mosley
You'll
on
get
different
head-to-head
segments.
against certain athletes. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
I thought it was the funniest thing when you see that Loya super small.
it was
Because
so
Shaq is
super
just
small
like-
compared.
He's like so tiny. And Oscar was out boxing him and stuff, but he's just the size difference is just freaking him.
And they call it a
I
draw.
think Shane was coaching him, right?
I think he was.
He's coaching Oscar.
Yeah.
It was so funny. He
I was
just
so
jumped in there.
entertained by that though.
Yeah, I think Oscar was actually genuinely scared, dude. That's a big dude. Even if it's like,
Hey, you're fighting
Stage
a,
or
That's
whatever,
a
it's a
tree
fight.
branch falling on
yeah,
your head, dude.
I would be like, fuck.
you're
Shaq.
fighting a super heavyweight right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just putting all your weight on you. Shoot.
350 pounds.
You don't know if he's like playing with you or like being serious. Like, oh, this one really wants to.
Because he's not a boxer. He's not a fighter. So
Yeah.
he probably doesn't know
Haymakers.
how to control his own power,
Yeah.
you know?
Man.
Well, I don't know. The haymakers he threw on Chuck weren't that impressive. Charles Barkley was able to take him down. So,
But
yeah. Also, I wanted to ask Shane about the Real Husbands of Hollywood episode
What?
with Kevin Hart. Remember that?
Nah, tell me about
You
it.
don't remember
No,
that?
no, I don't
oh
remember.
my god, dude. So Shane Mosley was on that quote unquote reality show.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a comedy show. I guess Kevin Hart in the show saw Shane Mosley's girlfriend at the time, or I don't know, his young girlfriend. And Kevin Hart was like trying to hit on her, and then
I
Shane
gotta
Mosley
see
just
that.
pulls up, and Kevin Hart's like, "Oh shit!" So I thought that was pretty hilarious. I wanted to
Man.
ask him
I
how
gotta check
that
that
went
out.
down, but yeah, pretty funny.
I wanted to ask about some of the comments that he said about some of the welterweights of today. So I guess
What'd he say?
he said something like, "Oh, the welterweights of today, they're great. Every area has it. They're good, great like fighters." He's like, they're just not they don't have the same grit of the ones in the past.
Which we can all agree on, right?
Yeah.
I think.
And we kind of talked about it in the car now, and we didn't talk about it here in the studio, but he talked about it. And so one of the things he says is that the fighters in the past, they would give and take. Now, like, I guess some fighters like give a little bit, but then they get out of there. They get out of the danger zone, and so they don't stay in there as long.
So
Like,
it's punches and spots,
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But then that goes to that topic of we had Alfonso Gomez talk about it too,
Mhm.
Mexican style.
The hit don't get hit. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird because I understand the entertainment aspect and I feel like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the guys nowadays, I'll just say they don't have like the balls that the guys back then had, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you want to preach that hit and not be hit, right? The sweet science, because at the end of the day, when you retire, you're on your own,
Yeah.
right? The fans are probably not going to remember you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why I like having guys like Shane on the show because, it kind of brings back light to what they did, right? Hall of Fame career. But it's that topic of,
Yeah, it gets
You-
into that gray area.
we all love the violence. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right. We all love to see that shit, but then when we talk about deaths in the ring, we're like, damn, you know, we all kind of pull back a little bit. So it's a difficult.
It's a difficult topic.
I mean, obviously, when you're going at it in what they call the Mexican style, you know, that's a fan-friendly, you know, fighting style. But like you said, at the end of the day, you know, your health is the most important thing, you know. So when you hit and I get hit, I mean, obviously that's going to benefit you in the long run. I mean, your fans are only going to do so much besides buy tickets or that pay-per-view. But after that, you know, what happens? They're not going to pay your health bills, you know.
But I think some guys, just to add on to that, some guys are able to hit and not get hit and do it in a entertaining fashion, right? Yeah. Like Lomachenko comes to mind, or Canelo comes to mind, right? The slipping, the footwork, right? I think that's maybe what's lacking a little bit from the other boxers, right? Yeah. That footwork, that slickness, you know. Most guys, the way to avoid punches is just going back, right? Getting on their bikes.
Yeah, to me, like Pernell Whitaker, he was a defensive wizard, but he was so like fun to watch fight. Even like, you know, just on the defensive end and still like hitting you. And
he was elusive, man.
Yeah, man.
But those guys also have like crazy athletic natural abilities, so that you don't see every day.
Yeah, and you know, that makes me wonder how much Pacquiao could take, man.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's slick and everything. He's southpaw. He has angles, but, you know, he takes hits, too.
He does.
Yeah, that fight with Marquez.
And he's been through fucking wars. Marquez, 4 times.
Yeah.
Who, Barrera? Or 2 times? Who? Morales 2 times.
2 times. No, 3 times with Morales.
Was it?
Yeah, 3 times.
So he beat him twice, right?
Yeah.
Barrera 1 time or twice?
First time was a draw, right?
First time with Morales?
He lost the first time.
Oh, yeah, he lost.
Morales.
Second time was a win. Third time
was a win for Pacquiao. Yeah.
He retired.
Correct us if we're wrong, people in the comment section.
Yeah.
Right?
Morales got the first one. That's like the first time that Pacquiao got like beat, outboxed. And then the second time Pacquiao beat Morales. The third one he beat him convincingly, like 3 rounds in, I think.
Yeah.
And that's where you see Morales like shake his head like no more. Yeah. Barrera was twice.
Yeah, and he fought big punchers throughout his career, man. Yeah. Cotto, Margarito, bigger guys. Mosley can hit.
Yeah.
You know, Floyd, no, he can't hit. But he's fought a lot of, you know, guys who have power. So that's a good question, man. When is he gonna be satisfied and just say, all right, I'm gonna just be a senator or be a president or whatever? You know, that's an intriguing question.
You know, I think a lot of boxers have that instilled. I mean, they just don't know when to say no.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll ask you guys. I mean, Mosley, Pacquiao, Hall of Fame, like, careers, like, the names, the list are endless. Which career do you think is more impressive in your opinion?
Which one?
Mosley's or Pacquiao's?
You know, I think they're both impressive in their own ways. You know, you got Pacquiao as a angle fighter, and then you got Mosley that, I mean, just very good counter, you know, and the body shots. I've always noticed he had this superior left hook to the body, you know, and these are things that always stand out to me versus Pacquiao able to, you know, hit with that right, left, and then circle to his right side, you know, just things like that will always stick. And then as far as a resume, just, I mean, they both fought elite fighters, you know, so it's hard to weigh. But if you had to give someone, as far as longevity goes, you know, obviously Pacquiao's still in the game.
Yeah.
You know? At the highest of levels. I would go with Pacquiao only because he did it in different divisions, right? What was impressive about Mosley is he fought basically every welterweight of his era except Trinidad, right? That was the only one.
That's the only one.
He fought all of them. Vargas, De La Hoya, Vernon Forrest, you know, even went up and fought Winky Wright. You know, Mayorga a couple times, Pacquiao, Mayweather, Cotto. He fought all of them.
Margarito,
that's true. And that's impressive, right? To just go through a whole division, because we see nowadays, you know, you only have 5, 6, you know, really skillful welterweights, in my opinion. But most of them are not fighting each other, right? Mosley fought everybody and even went up in weight to fight the bigger guys. But I got to go with Pacquiao because of the different weight classes and because of the age. He's still doing it.
Yeah, no, I said it all, man. To me, Pekka just going from like the flyweight, like all those like low weights all the way to now, man, it's crazy.
You're never gonna see that again.
Oh,
Yeah,
Impossible.
You probably
No.
won't. You probably won't.
I could bet money on that. You're not gonna see that again.
man.
Speaking of the Pacquiao Philippines, that guy Jesse that we saw this week.
Yeah.
Man,
Big knockout.
Same thing, southpaw.
Southpaw.
Imagine if he could create angles now.
Yeah. What? Let me ask you this. What? And I'm gonna ask you both questions, but to begin, what was the biggest thing that was lacking from these young fighters, in your opinion? Just watching it for the first time, ringside, doing the commentary. What was the biggest thing that they lacked?
The lack of the opportunity of more rounds, I would say. Because I mean,
Some fights you were like, damn, I want to see a couple more rounds, right? Because they were really close, 4-round fights.
I mean they're professional, and I understand some of them had their debut, but I mean 2 more rounds, that would have been lovely, But
It is fucking tiring though.
yes,
But then again, like you said, they're professional athletes, so
I mean they're built for this. They train hard for this. But I mean, at that level, you can't really take nothing from any of them.
Mm-hmm.
They all did a great job, and they came in there and gave a great show.
Yeah, for me, I would say, I know it's early in their careers, they're just starting. Some of them made their debuts, but we talked about the hit and not get hit. To me, defense, and something I'm missing is the head movement. Getting in and out of there, just the head movement. It's something simple, but you avoid a lot of shots with that head movement. So that's something I noticed. I was like, but I know it's early, like you said, you can't really take away.
they're
just
learning
starting
stages right now.
Yeah, but I would like to see that, a little bit more of that, So if I'm sure they're gonna go back and see their fights, their tape. I would like to see a little
Watch
bit more
us
of
on the
that.
ringside commentary. Hey.
And you know what? Movement.
I was gonna say that feet work.
Yeah.
A lot of them get a little out of balance. That's one thing that I always look at in a boxing fight. Like, I can always tell, or I think I can tell who's going to win a fight just by looking at their legs. Who's well balanced, the distance, right? Some guys have very good movement. We talk about Lomachenko, right? Usyk is very good at that too. Canelo's very good at that too. Just it's a game of inches, man, centimeters. You can say,
instead of just being one dimension. Maybe you could fight in the pocket one moment.
Exactly.
Or stick it outside.
Exactly.
Start moving to your right.
Because these fights, they get repetitive, right? The rounds, they fight the same way, first to fourth round, right? And I feel like it makes it difficult for the judges too to judge these fights.
Like for instance, those what was the fighter's name with the Aztec?
Colon, right?
Colon.
Even Colon.
It would have been nice to see him actually change up the style a little bit. We already seen him get in the grit.
Yeah.
Get in the pocket, but imagine him just stepping back or to the side, start creating more angles, backing up, back punching, throwing that jab more. Even though he did such a great job, but sometimes these judges want to see the skills being displayed,
And also, I agree with that, and I feel like if he would have changed a little bit, maybe he would have won the fight, because the rounds that we felt like he was winning, they weren't very decisive.
Yeah,
it's not like for
close.
a fact you can say, oh, he won that round for sure.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, maybe I got to watch that round again, and then I'll give you a concrete answer. But yeah, maybe just the little things.
Yeah, and once he got knocked down again, that was 2 rounds. Like, he had to win the rest, so you could only not even 1 round to chance.
Yeah,
not even 1, and so. Yeah, I agree with that.
And maybe that's where the movement comes in, right? If you're going at it and you have the guy against the ropes, I had to say it one time. If you have the guy against the ropes, hit him 2-3 times and then back up, right? Whereas he was staying in the pocket and he was getting hit.
One thing I got to mention, when he was having his opponent against the ropes, it's not like he was moving side to side,
Yeah.
You ever see Mike Tyson fight his guys? He'll boom, 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 uppercut, but then he'll switch off and then start hitting his opponent to the side, things like that. Little things, little adjustments like that, things. Will make a big difference and take you a long way.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, like he had a lot more volume than his opponent the following 3 rounds.
It was a great fight, man. It was a war.
Those body shots.
Yeah, which made me feel, I was like, I think he probably did win 3 rounds, but it's like when it's that close, you're like, you never know, especially since everything's objective, it's and so one judge could have been like, I'm gonna get one round.
He got dropped.
Yeah.
It was close. I'm gonna just give it to the other guy.
Yeah.
And this how good of a fight it was. Abel Sanchez stepped into the ring after the fight and took a picture with both fighters.
Yeah.
That was great, man. That was impressive. And then when we talked to Abel right after the show, just came up to him and said, what's up? And he's like, that was a great show, right? What was your guys' favorite fight? We were just talking. He's like, I like that. Those two kids who were fighting. And we're like, oh, Colon? Yeah. He's like, that was a great fight. He's like, I thought he won, but it was still a great fight nonetheless. Not to take credit away from his opponent. Who was it, Vasquez?
Ivan Vasquez Santos.
Not to take credit away from him because he got the knockdown.
Yeah.
And then
great counter shot.
And yeah. Kind of out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And then he withstood all the punches from Colon. So you still got to give him credit. He remained calm even when he was against the ropes.
He threw a punch Colon couldn't see.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those unexpected ones, you know, flash knockdown, you know.
And it woke him up. That's what we're talking about during the broadcast, right? Woke him up completely. But yeah, that was that. What else? What else were we talking about?
Yeah, I know I brought him up, Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was very if anything, that was probably one of the fight of the night.
One of the fights of the years, man.
Yeah.
Give him some credit. It's not on national television, but it was great. I was going to ask you, what was the thing that you were most impressed by, you know, in this show? Just the show in general, Allstar Boxing.
Allstar Boxing. The number one impressive was that left cross by Jesse. I'm being serious. You know, and it wasn't just a left, but the fact that before he landed that left, he somehow spinned his opponent. If you replay that footage, he spinned his opponent.
It's on our Instagram, guys.
And then caught him.
And YouTube.
You know, so it wasn't just a lucky punch.
Yeah.
You know, it was a sophisticated left cross, you know, set up, you know, fast pace.
Right on target.
I mean, these guys were quick, energetic, you know, but that was a planned shot right there, you know. It was set up, well put together.
Dude, and props to Hunter because it seemed like he wanted to continue,
Yes.
even though he was on
And he
very
argued.
unsteady. Like, yes,
He argued
he
the
was
decision.
upset at the ref, but I think it was a good stoppage because, man, you know, Jesse was
Yeah,
going to come to.
you never know, dude. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The refs, you know, they're a lot closer than we are. So, but how's camera work?
Oh man,
We saw you in the corner a little bit, you know, trying to
dude. I was okay. So
bobbing and weaving.
oh, you're weaving.
Oh,
I had a really
they
good
almost
back
got you.
with those middleweights. I was like, okay, I don't think I could take their punch. I was like, the lightweights. I was like, okay, I can mess with it. I was like, I think I can
No
take their punch.
respect, dude.
No. But it was a great fight. It was fun, man.
We gotta spar one day, Doug. Let's see if you can take my punch. We gotta do it.
I don't know if I have a Shea Mosley chin, but it's alright.
You got a big jaw, dude. It's all good. No,
we short neck.
We gotta spar.
Tyson.
Yeah, we gotta spar one day. Put it on cameras.
We'll do
let
it
the
for
people see what's up.
We'll do it for the podcast.
I think they think we're chumps. I think that's what they think.
I think they think that. Nah. We'll do it for the podcast. We'll do it. For
Hey
the
Gomez, set it up, dog, in your penthouse.
Yeah. Shout out to El Gomez.
Ed Gomez Boxing on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you guys spar, you guys got to agree to a certain amount of rounds.
1 round.
12
I
rounds.
think that's our limit.
12 rounds.
12 rounds. Last man standing wins.
5 minutes each.
I think we could do.
We can do 4.
We could do 4. I
Yeah.
mean, we're calling 4-round fights, so I think we could do at
Do
least 4.
Of course.
Yeah. And we're just sharpening our tools, you know.
You know,
We gotta make it here by
iron
Wednesday.
sharpens iron, you know. Yeah.
Have
Gonna
you
show
guys sparred before?
We've
Have
sparred outside
In the alley.
In the alley.
Nothing
You know,
serious.
nothing crazy.
You know, you have a couple drinks and then you start feeling
Right.
froggy and you're like, hey, you got some gloves, right?
I don't think we've ever. You and me haven't though, right?
I
Maybe
don't recall.
With some of the other guys.
I do have videos
Yeah.
of
We
him
should
several sparring
We should
sessions.
share 'em. Why not?
I'm gonna share them someday.
Yeah.
Y'all got to comment though if y'all want to see Mosqueda sparring.
I
Now
got
this is like
I
6
got a
years ago.
legitimate gym. You guys
Yeah?
are welcome to.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We can invite the buddies over, right?
Where do we sign the
Some of
waivers?
these-
You got
some of
the
these
waivers?
guys-
There.
Hmm?
It's called the Ultimate Boxing.
Hey.
Where's this at? What city?
Ontario.
Okay.
Ultimate Warrior Boxing.
Okay.
If we're ever around the area, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not
serious,
fucking
dude.
around, dude.
I'm not.
Because we have some old sparring
Yeah.
footage, but we gotta get
Gotta
some
update.
updated.
There-
Yeah.
There's actually been a few fighters I've trained out of there. You know, it's a very discreet gym. You
Nice.
know.
I like those.
Once in a while, you get guys that I mean, they closed the gym out for
Yeah.
these specific fighters. We had Bertel there, Zab Judah,
Nice.
Alfredo Angulo, a few times.
Perro, who won, right? He beat Peter Quillen.
Oh,
Yes.
man, spectacular fashion, He's just relentless
Oh, I saw
coming forward,
yeah. That's crazy, dude.
That was straight will right there.
That was will.
Heart.
And that kind of showed, not to take a lot away from Angulo, but Peter Quillen was just that one step too slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of showed that maybe this is maybe time for him.
And he's done, right? No more title, no more eliminators for him. I don't think so.
I
he had his chance against Truax, right?
Truax, yeah.
And
that one fell through.
Yeah, that back cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So, man, Peter Quillen, good luck, brother. But, man, it's looking tough.
Yeah, and this is another chance for Pedro Angulo because
Yep.
you had to have will and then that relentlessness to still pull it off.
It reminded
that
me
was
of
at 160, right?
At 160, yeah.
168?
160.
No, not 160. I think it was 160.
Really?
Yeah, because
Are you sure?
Yeah, it could have been at
Angulo-
168 actually.
Angulo 160.
he was fighting at 154, right?
Yeah, against
Yeah.
Canelo and all that.
It has
yeah.
to be 160.
We'll look back. Drop a comment if it's
Yeah.
but I believe it's 160. I mean, I don't think El Perro's going for like a title, but like it's another chance at a big payday.
Yeah, true.
So,
True.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Make your money.
160 is packed.
Yeah.
You got one Charlo up there too, no?
That's yeah.
Which he's fighting, right? Who he's fighting?
Oh, he's fighting a name.
God damn it.
Brain fart.
Fuck. I hate these moments.
Oh, he's fighting the guy that
Yeah, he fought someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dennis Hogan.
Dennis Hogan. That's
He's
a
fighting
good
Dennis
fight.
Hogan. He's gonna test his heart for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to fucking random ass transition. But shout out to Martinez brothers, Alex Martinez. We had him as a guest 2 shows ago, I believe.
2 shows ago, yeah.
He got his victory at Pico Rivera.
Knockout, too, right?
Knockout victory. They posted a lot of footage, a lot of clips on Instagram, so check that out. Martinez Boxing Team. Shout out to you guys, man. Great stuff out there. Good job getting that W.
Shout out to La Cobra Ruiz, too, who got that win as well on that same card.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it was a good card. I did see some celebrities.
Yeah, I saw some street fights. What happened, guys? We saw some fights in the stands. Let us know what's up, man.
You guys have
Comment down below.
Too?
Man, is it safe out there? I don't even want to go now.
We're gonna have to bring our security, Brian Dominguez Sharpie.
You had Mayweather there too, no?
Senior,
Floyd
yeah.
Senior.
Yeah.
Ray J was there.
Ray J.
Leonard was there. I saw one picture.
Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, some names there, man. So
That's Red Boxing Promotions. I'm pretty sure you guys will see a lot of their boxers come back or come on the show. I'm pretty sure you guys will see us on a lot of their events as well. Excuse me. Yeah, check out the last one. We posted some stuff from their media day. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of known faces, well, that we recognize at least. So it was cool.
yeah.
Oh, shout out to HDZ too. HDZ Boxing. We're getting some stuff done. Not gonna say exactly what it is now, but you guys will see eventually.
All right.
Yeah. What else? What else is there, man? Anything you wanna promote? Talk about? Any fights you got coming up? Professional debut, perhaps. You made your professional debut as a commentator. How was that, dude? How was that, man?
That was awesome. I had, I would say this is probably the best week this year I had.
Dude.
Hey, you just telling me
You
that.
fucking agree with us, right?
I've had.
You know what? It's hilarious because I'm gonna tell some backstory here.
Tell the backstory.
For you guys who watched the live broadcast of those fights. Thank you guys. I know you guys be in the comment section. I know you guys be giving us feedback, texting us. Hey, tell us to speak louder. Hey, this thing sounds weird. Oh, the cameraman is kind of whack. And I was like, hey, I try to tell him. No kidding. But yeah, shout out to God. Shout out to everybody who watches the live broadcast, man.
We appreciate the support.
It.
Yeah.
It makes us feel like we're doing something.
Yeah.
We're not just talking to the air and shit. But yeah, we had Jesse, aka JP.
And I will approve on speaking louder.
That's what the podcast is for, brother. This is where we practice.
This is where it transitions over there. Yep.
Yeah.
Because live is a whole different animal,
Yeah.
and you noticed that, right?
Oh yeah, I was nervous.
Hold up, before when we're just there chopping it up on the commentating table, he's asking questions. I'm just like, oh, with the flow, it's cool, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop, this and that. And he was like, and I'm like, how you feeling? He's like, good. Nervous? Nope, I'm good. I'm actually having a lot of fun. And then once we're like, all right, hey, we're gonna start 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, 5 minutes. He's like, shit.
Yeah.
Feel it now.
It happens.
I feel it now.
I started to get the bubbles.
It happens. The first time that we did it, we were just like, anxious nervousness. But
We're not gonna tell that other story that we told him earlier, though. Right?
Which one?
Oh, go
You know,
ahead.
we're 100% professionals. You know, eventually we'll tell that story 5 years from now.
5 years from now.
You know, but yeah, it was cool. It was your first time. You know, you guys met up at you guys met for the first time at the Spence and Porter media workout, right, in LA.
That's
Staples
correct.
Center. Mm-hmm. So you came up to him, or what happened?
Well, you know, I've always had a passion for boxing. You know, I've been around it all my life actually, but I picked up a camera one day and I was like, you know what, let me see if I can go snap photos of these professional boxers at the Staples Center. It was a good opportunity. I came upon Christian and I seen him asking questions, but I seen the badge and I was like, man, how do you get that?
Oh, that was just his school ID.
Okay.
How do you get that?
Yeah, so you know, he broke it down and he was very open to the fact of explaining a few things, and we exchanged information, and then from there I just followed up, you know, and you know, here I am now.
Hey. So what made you want to say, I'm gonna go up to him? Like, I'll just ask some questions, because I think that's the thing. A lot of people are just afraid to ask.
To take that first.
Right.
Step,
You're timid. You're kind of shy. You don't want to bother anybody. So what made you kind of just like push yourself and be like, I'm gonna just go ask this stranger what's up?
I think it was just the excitement overall, you know, being in that type of environment. But then I started seeing more than one person coming to the wrong side, because I guess there's two different entrances.
Yeah, one for the main audience, and
for
then
the school ID, and one for the non-school.
Yeah, you know. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna ask this guy, you know, before he leaves, you know, and you know, he stopped, answered, you know, my questions, you know. I noticed he said, "Well, are you a diehard fan?" You know.
Yeah.
I was like, I like to think so.
Yeah.
Well, well, yeah.
I like to think that we're very like, I don't want to say exclusive, but if you don't know what you're talking about, it's just kind of like, it's just another guy.
Yeah, because we love this, and I was like, okay. I mean, you seemed like you were interested. I was like,
and it's not just with you, because that was my sentiment with Chicano Boxing with Lily. Yeah. Right. And we joke about it now and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't like to talk to people who think they know what they're talking about, but don't know shit. Because I'm just like,
AKA.
Well,
casuals.
Yeah.
I don't even like that term because we need them.
I don't like the term bums.
Yeah.
That thing. I get furious.
And
they call boxer bums.
Because when you get into little debates and arguments, it's like, it's never gonna make sense because they don't see where you're coming from. So it's just like,
I don't know. With Chicana, I was like, hey, I'm gonna bring this friend in. She knows her shit. And at first he's like, we'll see.
I'm like, does she really know her shit?
I was like, she knows her shit. And so brought her in, and then like you realize that she did.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, she's cool.
So she's a regular now, part of the show. You know. So shout out to Chicano Boxing, Lily.
Yeah, with me, I guess you asked me like, oh, how do I get in and stuff, and I gave you some pointers, some tips, and I was like, just stay connected. Let's just stay connected, and
we noticed that you need that. You kind of need that, right? In this whatever it is that we're doing, you need, you know, to stay connected with people. You need your own little groups, and that's important, man.
This is definitely another step. I mean, because I'm already involved with the community, you know. Usually Monday through Thursdays, I'm coaching youth, you know. And that's just a passion. I got my son boxing. I got my nephew boxing. I got my niece boxing. My son, he just turned 8. He's ready for amateurs. You know, he's already sparring. I got my little nephew. He's 115 pounds, and he's beating up kids at 190, you know. 5'10", you know. Like, I mean, these kids, I mean, I've been with him training for years now, you know, and it's just something. But this is just an extra step, you know. And I enjoy it every moment, you know. If I can eat boxing, I'll eat boxing. If I can breathe it, I'll breathe it, you know. Yeah. So, yeah.
You know what's crazy? We've had our 1-year episode, but we never really have time to reflect, right? Like, on whatever we're doing. Like I said, I don't even know what to call it, honestly.
I don't even know, bro.
I mean, you can call it media, right? We do the ringside commentary, the podcast, whatever, interviews. But I think for me it's fun, like you said, right? It's just a passion, and I don't know, it's fun. I like editing the videos. I like talking my shit.
Yeah, now shout out to this guy. He does a lot of work. A lot of work. We wouldn't be what we are without this guy.
Well, you can see actually how good he is, man. I was very impressed. I was like, man, how can I be more like this guy? When I was ringside, I was like,
bro,
he's this. Oh, wait, he was saying all kinds of big words.
Dude, even with the Spence Porter fight, we were having trouble. And I was like, how the fuck are you gonna see this fight? That's why, like, I really appreciate the zone because it's like just streamed. I was like, how are we gonna do this? And he figured it out. I don't know. We were having so many like technical difficulties, and
but I think that's part of anything. Whether you're doing sports, just life,
Yeah.
just in general. You gotta just figure it out and adapt, dude.
Yeah.
Because shit ain't gonna be easy. You
Yeah.
know, you're gonna have some roadblocks. You know, we didn't record our second episode, right? Technical difficulties, allegedly. You know, so you're gonna find shit that you're just like, man, fuck this shit. You know, but if you really love it, you're gonna hang in there.
Yeah, you'll
and
find
eventually
a way.
get to where you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling him. He asked me how much do you actually like boxing?
Yeah,
You know? And I was like,
that's
you
a
know
good
what,
question.
man? At one time, I was at my lowest, but I really wanted to see a fight over here in Carson.
Yeah.
This was about 2013, and I was like, man, I don't have no money for a ticket, you know, and I need to find transportation. So, you know, it may sound silly, but I went to a blood bank. And I donated blood for some money.
Hey, like I said, you got to figure it out, right?
I bought my ticket, and then I took the bus all the way over here, you know.
Hey.
And I was
He loves
fortunate.
boxing.
That was boxing.
I was fortunate to have some family out here. I was like, you know what, from here, I just go
Yeah.
crash, you know.
Yeah, and that's why it wasn't, to me, like, when you said that, I was like, oh, shit. It's heavy.
I was
And that's why,
serious
to me,
about that.
it was no make till not like, hey, Jess, you want to come and see me? I was like, shoot through, bro.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I'm always going to treasure that memory right
And
there.
we were fucking around because remember we were talking and you were asking me. See, I like that he asked questions because, like I said, a lot of people are timid about it. But to start off from scratch, I know it's difficult because we've had to learn. Like, I didn't know how to do YouTube before this, and I just started posting the clips up on YouTube, and eventually you start learning little tricks in there, right? But or asking people as well. But I remember you were asking me about the videos, right?
Yes.
And computers and shit like that. And I thought you were like his homie, so I was like giving you all this shit. And I'm just like, oh, you're here, Christian's homie, and you're just like, oh, I actually just met him at the Spence Porter thing. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Like, he's here and we're fucking around. Like, this guy, first time he hangs out with us, he's meeting Shane Mosley, right?
Yeah.
Second time he's doing ringside commentary, right? And now he's back on the show. We're like, damn, this guy's having like the week of his life.
Oh yeah, it was the week of my.
yeah,
Actually,
that's pretty cool, man.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
I was bragging about it to a lot of friends.
Yeah, nah, when it's something you love, you're just like, dude, it's like you're in
Yeah.
heaven, for real.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely, you know. And the last time I had a good feeling like this, one of my neighbors, my old neighbors, was Dominic Brazil. I was telling
Nice.
him, and we lived by a running trail. So it was he was about to fight some guy named Mansour.
I remember
Yeah, well, he allowed me.
that older guy, right? He was,
He allowed me to be a part of, you know, his little training
Dope.
camp, running with him, you know,
Dope.
training with him. So that was a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise, you know, things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's important to just sometimes just sit back and reflect, dude.
Yeah.
Because all this shit we're doing, we don't even. A lot of times I don't even notice it. You know, it's like when people tell you or write comments, you're just like, oh shit, this is pretty dope what we're doing. You know.
Yeah, dude. In a way, it's like, to me, I've said this before on the podcast, being here since it's just therapeutic. A bunch of shit going on in the world, problems that we have, things we got to deal with. But like once you're here, you're just like at peace, man.
oh, it is a high, I'll tell you that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Doing it with your buddies and shit.
Yeah.
Like, we don't always see eye to eye. You know, we, whatever.
And
lo que sea.
I want to
That's
add
the
that too. I want to add that too because look, people, we're actually pretty nice. Like when you went up to him, like he was a cool dude, right? You're just
Yeah,
like, oh, he
most
was
definitely.
cool. Like we can talk our shit on the show, but we've built that confidence with each other.
Yeah.
We know each other for a long time. So if you come up to us and like, no, bitch, you don't know shit. Fuck your favorite fighter. You know, we're not gonna say that.
Yeah.
This is a show, right? We say a lot of stuff, and we know each other since a long time. So
Yeah.
we have that confidence to be quote unquote mean to each other, you know.
Yeah.
But Nah, if you guys ask questions and stuff, like we're more than happy to help, man.
Yeah. All right. Damn. I think that's a wrap. No.
That's all right. Any other shout outs?
Any other shout outs? I guess Chicana Boxing, you know, we went to Legends Gym today, so we were able to get some interviews with some of the up and coming fighters, and so some of them might be on the show. You'll see their faces.
Did you see Ruiz there?
Huh? Ruiz? Nah, he wasn't there today. I heard that he has his own gym now, and so she's gonna try to work it so we can go over there and, you know, see.
Oh, he's in Los Angeles now, huh?
I forget what city, but yeah, he
Andy?
Legends is in Downey or?
And Norwalk.
Norwalk.
Yeah. So shout out to Manny Robles and Estrellita over there. Well, you guys seen the pictures of Andrew Ruiz?
He looks slimmer. Healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Alexis, I was like, they're both looking slimmer, so we should get more rounds in, like, this time around for the second one. So the longer, the better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that, man. Any last stuff you want to promote?
Just follow me at RuDog7 photo booth. That's my professional or soon-to-be professional page.
Hey.
Building it.
That's where you start, man, from scratch. You know, we've had to do that the past week or so, right? Against daropes on Instagram with an underscore.
Yeah.
After that, I'm going to be posting a lot of podcast clips. Those are fun stuff. A lot of people like to watch those, man. So podcast clips, YouTube clips, I'll be on it.
Yeah. Shout out to our third guy that couldn't be here today. He ran a marathon last week, the Long Beach Marathon. He's here recovering. But, yeah, shout out to Chris Viper Rodriguez. And you guys can follow us on againstdaropes.online.
Againstdaropes.online?
Yeah.
For all the chisme, the gossip. You should have wrote an article about Allstar Boxing.
I will.
That would have been cool.
I will. I'll get to that.
Yeah, thanks, JP, for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me, both of you.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Against the Ropes.
Hey. I always enjoy a good conversation with someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about, you know? So.
I try.
All right, we got to get out of here pretty soon. Oh, shit. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, Against the Ropes Podcast. Yeah, all that good stuff, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out the last episode with Sugar Shane Mosley. And make sure you guys check out the past episodes. Stay tuned to all the clips and all that good stuff. And thank you. Thanks for tuning in. We out. 123.
Hey.
That's pretty good.
Like you already know, I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco AtR. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.